Password security, the forgotten first line of defense. In a quiet, suburban town, nestled between rolling hills and busy highways, there lived a young woman named Maya. She was a digital native, someone who had grown up with the internet, always connected, always online. Maya worked as a graphic designer, freelancing for a number of clients, creating beautiful logos, websites, and advertisements. To keep things organized, she relied on her many online accounts: email, social media, design platforms, and online banking, tools that formed the backbone of her daily life. One evening, after a long day of work, Maya sat down on her couch, her laptop resting on her knees. With a tired sigh, she clicked on the link to log into her bank account. She had meant to check her balance before the weekend, nothing more. But as she typed in her password, something felt off. The screen took too long to load, and then, to her horror, an error message appeared. Incorrect password. She tried again, and again. The same result. A pang of anxiety gripped her. She had written down the password once, she remembered. It was a combination of her favorite pet's name, the year she graduated, and the city where she grew up. Simple, familiar, too familiar. How could I forget? She whispered to herself. Then she recalled the dozen other accounts where she'd used the same password. Her email, her social media profiles, even her freelance project management tools. Panic began to rise. In the quiet moments that followed, she went into autopilot mode. It's fine, she thought. I'll just reset it. And she followed the prompts, clicked the reset link, and typed in her new password. An obvious choice. 123456, she muttered with a resigned smile, thinking it would do the trick. After all, it was simple, memorable, and quick. What harm could there possibly be? She had been using it for years. But what Maya didn't know was that she had just opened the door to her digital life for someone who had been watching her every move. It didn't take long before an email notification pinged on her phone. It was from her bank. Password, change confirmed. She froze. Her heart sank. Someone had already gained access to her account and made transactions, moving money out of her savings into an untraceable account. This wasn't just a fluke. It was the result of something more insidious, a weak password, a basic pattern of behavior that was too easy for malicious eyes to spot. In fact, hackers and cybercriminals thrive on simplicity. Research shows that 123456 and password are still among the most commonly used passwords in the world. These passwords, when combined with weak, easily guessable security questions like, "What is your mother's maiden name?" or "Where did you go to high school?" create a perfect storm of vulnerability. Maya's day quickly spiraled out of control. She immediately called her bank, hoping to reverse the transaction, but it was too late. The money had already been moved. The thief knew what they were doing. Not only had they gained access to her finances, but they had also logged into her social media accounts, used her email to send phishing links to her contacts, and even accessed her freelance platforms. Her reputation as a professional was now at stake. In those dark moments of helplessness, Maya couldn't help but reflect on her earlier negligence. The convenience of simplicity had blinded her to the very real consequences of weak passwords. She had neglected to consider the protection of her digital world, assuming nothing would go wrong. But the digital space is vast, and it's filled with people who know how to exploit these gaps. It was a lesson learned the hard way, but not one that was lost on her. After speaking with the bank's security team, Maya took the first steps toward recovery. She not only set new, strong passwords for all her accounts, but also implemented two-factor authentication, 2FA, wherever possible. A strong password is more than just a sequence of random characters. It's a layer of defense. It's a line in the sand, a barrier against the unseen threats lurking in the corners of cyberspace. A strong password is long, with a mix of letters, numbers, and symbols, something unique to each account. It is not based on personal information that can be easily guessed or found on social media. In addition, two-factor authentication, which requires a second step in the login process, adds another level of security. Even if a hacker were to obtain her password, they would still need the one-time code sent to her phone to gain access. This made it exponentially harder for malicious actors to break into her accounts, even if they managed to steal her password. Maya soon learned the importance of password managers. With so many accounts and passwords to juggle, it became impossible to remember them all. So, she turned to a trusted password manager, which securely stored all her passwords in one place.